Hi, happy Monday. I just wanted to do a quick video while I've got a chance. I'll make it short. And I've moved house in the last week, so I've been quite busy. And I'm a bit sleep deprived and a little bit low of physical energy, but my consciousness is up there at the moment. I'm feeling very hyperdimensional, very multidimensional. My perception and awareness of where my consciousness is at any given moment is really wonderful, and also really interesting for me to see how I'm perceiving this sort of fluid, malleable reality, and how it has everything to do with my thoughts and my perceptions, you know. So I'm continuing to learn. I feel like I'm testing things out. It feels like a testing period, not in a triggery, testy way, but in a sort of like, this is what you've learned, this is what you're happy with, this is what you perceive, this is your, you know, your sort of internal roundup. You knowing yourself like more wholly, fully. And it's like, go on then, try it out. So it's almost like baby steps, you know, and then sometimes you get cocky and do a little strut, and then you might get sort of wobbled, and then, you know, back a few layers. So it's this sort of gentle game, but the spiral continues upwards in terms of up leveling. So I feel like that at the moment. It feels quite mystical, and the energetics are very sort of tangible. The sky's been very foggy and misty, and there was quite a lot of rain in the last couple of days, and it did feel very sort of cleansing, but misty, you know, like a sprinkle of some new kind of energies. The sun's out today and the skies are blue, so it's a slight different, it feels better than it has done over the weekend. But yeah, so I'm just adjusting. I'm adjusting to my new sense of self, you know, integrating lessons learned and embodying lessons learned, and tripping myself up over certain things and going back and relearning. But a lot of my internal nudges have been about patience and choosing the right words and picking the right time to do things, and not just being so sort of reactive. And although I've been doing videos on YouTube from pretty much a week after I had this forced Kundalini awakening, maybe 3 weeks after, I can't remember, but it didn't take me long to pluck up the courage. Like, the first time I thought about it, you know, it was like I had to do it. And I was like, no, I couldn't deal with like the perceived judgment of me, because I once did this. My friend is a hairdresser, I've not seen him for years. He sort of fell off along the way with a lot of other people and things. But he's a hairdresser, and he once did my hair and he put it on YouTube. This was about 7 years ago. It was before I even knew about people on YouTube and trolling and shit. And I just sat there and he did my hair, and there was thousands of comments about the way I look, and they were all taking the piss out of my mouth because I was just sat, and obviously my teeth are a little bit, I've got a little bit of an overbite, and I've got curled up bits here, and you know, when I just shut my mouth it looks like I'm pouting, and I'm not pouting. And they're all saying, duck mouth, who does she think she is, and all this. Oh, and it was horrendous. And then some people were super nice, and it was very black and white sort of thing. It was a really scary experience for me. It was really weird, and it made me feel like Marmite, you know, like either really palatable or really fucking disgusting. And some people were just so mean, I couldn't believe it. So I didn't want to put my face on YouTube again, and I got over it pretty quickly and started doing it. But as the sort of like waves of integrating my self-confidence and my worthiness, it, you know, along the way it's gone in and out again. I still give too much of a shit about the way I may be perceived, and I'm such a critic of myself. And sometimes I listen back, like I didn't used to listen back to my videos, and now I listen back to my videos after I've posted it, and I'm like, oh, you know, sometimes I'm cringing because I'm not quite explaining myself. I'm so hard on myself. So anyway, I'm just at this stage now where I'm like, I'm laying the pressure off completely, and I'm like just saying to myself, talk when you want to talk about whatever you want. You don't have to be anything right now other than who you are. You're doing the right thing. I know I'm guided to talk on YouTube for myself essentially, but for some deeper purpose that will be revealed to me as time goes on. I'm not sure, you know. I've got a few hopes and desires that could intermingle, but I'm not sure. I'm just going with the flow. And the pressure that I put on myself and the perceived judgment of others really adds too much stress to this experience of me expressing, you know. So I'm just going to get over it, and I'm going to try and, you know, just have some fun and just continue being myself. We're all at different levels of understanding and awarenesses on this incredible awakening experience, of which is so personal to us. And what fascinates me most is how the mind and the reality interact, and, you know, just how, you know, we really are just creating it all. And yeah, I had moments over the weekend where I felt so sort of hyperdimensional and connected. It reminded me of being back in the height of the Kundalini awakening, not the dark night of the soul and the terror or anything, but more of the you know, just wow, I'm an avatar in a computer game, and this is a beautiful holographic reality, and wow, you know, much more of that type of feel than where I'd been sitting for a while before. So again, I'm finding this very personal, individual balance of how I choose to perceive my reality, and it's very fluid and very malleable, and I'm learning so many lessons. But the biggest one for me is carry on talking, but just don't rush thoughts. Allow myself to process. Patience and practice with words. I've learned so many lessons about the power of words, but still sometimes, because I'm allowing myself to just flow on these videos, sometimes I'm not proud of myself, you know. Wow. It still makes me laugh that anyone listens, and I'm so appreciative, and it's incredible. And I've got so many little sparky creative thoughts going off at the moment, which always corroborates with that higher dimensional consciousness, you know. I feel like a little kid at the minute again, and I'm sort of cheeky and mystical, and yeah, that's it. I don't want to lose my excitement and my wonderment about reality and life and this awakening and my own transformation, you know. It's exciting, juicy shit, isn't it? And so yeah, I think I'd been sort of pissing on my own bonfire essentially, you know, through perceiving things in a more serious way. And so I'm here to lighten myself up, always lighten the load and just be me. So anyway, have a lovely day, and I hope everybody's feeling good, and